Hello everyone. Today we will start with the third module. The first portion is the signal conditioning. Now see the first block diagram, that is the general measurement system components. In general measurement system, what are the basic components? The first one is the transducer. Okay, now that is the first stage. Second stage is signal conditioner. Third stage is data presentation unit. Now signal the transducer, we have studied what is a transducer. It convert one form of energy into another form of energy, electrical into non-electrical, non-electrical into electrical. Okay, it act as a detector. So detector, transducer stage. Okay, that signal is applied to signal conditioner. Here we are making the modification in the signal. Now this one is the intermediate stage. Here we are performing necessary conditioning operation. Amplification, attenuation or modulation, demodulation, everything will be done here. So modified signal is applied to the last stage, that is data presentation stage or unit, data presentation unit. And the presentation unit name itself indicate that it is a indicating or recording or displaying the displaying unit. Okay, the process data will be displayed here or recorded here. Okay, now this is the general measurement system component. Signal conditioning and its necessity. Now what is signal conditioning and what is its necessity? The signal conditioning may be defined as the process of modifying the output signals from the transducer into usable and satisfactory signal using amplification, attenuation, non-linearization, linearization or multiplication by another function. So signal conditioning means we are converting the received signal into required form. We are making necessary modification into that using amplification, attenuation or some other things. Okay, now this is signal conditioning. Now what is the necessity of signal conditioning? The first one, the signal may be too noisy due to electromagnetic interference. Okay, to remove that noise we need signal conditioning. The signal may be too small, usually in millivolt range, so we may need to increase it using amplification. Signal may be non-linear and required to be converted into digital form. Signal may be analog one and required to be converted into digital form. Signal may be digital one and need to be converted into analog signal, or it may be required to improve the quality of the digital signal. Now these are the different necessities of the signal conditioning. Next, the process adopted in signal conditioning. Okay, process adopted in signal conditioning. The first one is protection, getting right type of signal, getting correct level of the signal, elimination of the interference and manipulation of signals. Okay, these are the different processes adopted in signal conditioning. Okay, the first process is protection. Now what is protection? What type of protection is required? The range of the output signal from the transducer may be so high that it may damage the next unit or eliminate next unit or element which need to be protected. So the received signal, the signal generated by the transducer may be very high, it may damage the next level. So we need to provide the sufficient protection. Okay, for example, if a high voltage or current signal are fed to the microprocessor, it will damage the microprocessor. So microprocessor can be protected by, okay, now how to make this protection? Okay, so how we can provide the protection to the circuit? First one, employing a series of current limiting resistors, fuses to break if current is too high. So employing a series of current limiting resistors, fuses to break if current is too high. Next, using a step down transformer if the voltage is too high. Employing polarity protection, okay, positive negative polarity protection, using voltage limitation circuits, okay, like regulator limiting the voltage. Next one, getting right type of signal. What is the meaning of this right type of signal? The output signal of a transducer is analog type. This need to be converted to DC voltage or the current, converting one signal into another signal, another form. That is getting right type of signal. The output signal of a microprocessor is of digital nature. It needs to be converted into analog form to fed it to an actuator for processing control. So digital to analog converter. Okay, this is getting right type of signals, converting AC into DC, DC into AC, like that. Okay, now getting correct level of signal, correct level. The level of output signal may be too small. Okay, now this need to be amplified for feeding it into an analog to digital converter. It may also be difficult to measure such low level signals. The level of the output signal may be too small. Okay, so small signal, so we need to amplify it. Okay, amplification, and uh, for that, that is amplification is required to increase the signal to a high level, that is getting correct level of the signals. Next, elimination of interference. Elimination of interference, unwanted disturbances, removing the unwanted disturbances is called elimination of interference. Okay, and we are, for that elimination we are using the filters. Normally we are using filter circuit. Manipulation of signals, the output signal may be nonlinear in nature. These need to be linearized or vice versa, making linear into nonlinear, nonlinear into linear, that is manipulation of the signal. Now these are the processes adopted in signal conditioning. Next, mechanical amplification and electrical signal conditioning. Mechanical amplification and electrical signal conditioning. So we know what is electrical amplification, amplifying the current, amplifying the voltage, we know. Then what is mechanical amplification? In the mechanical amplification, in the field of dynamic measurements, strictly mechanical systems are much more uncommon than they were in the years past, largely because of several inherent disadvantages. Now, what are the disadvantages of mechanical amplification? The first one, when we talk about mechanical circuit, there is a friction. That is the main problem of mechanical system. When amplification is required, the required frictional force are also amplified, resulting in considerable undesirable signal loading. These effects, coupled with backlash and elastic deformation, results in poor response. Okay, now this is the one disadvantage of mechanical amplification. Okay, now next one, initial loading results in reduced frequency response, and in certain cases, depending on the particular configuration of the system, phase response is also a problem. Okay, now these are the two disadvantages of mechanical amplification. The frequency response of the mechanical amplifier is very low because of the initial delay. Okay, or the initial loading problem. Okay, now advantages of electrical signal conditioning. And you know what is electrical signal conditioning? So advantages are converting the such condition may have typically includes converting resistance changes to voltage changes. Now this is the advantage, you can change the resistance variation into voltage variation. Subtracting the offset voltages, that is removing the offset voltage you can do. Increasing the signal voltages, removing the unwanted frequency responses. Okay, next, electrical methods are also performed for their ease of power amplification. Here we can do power amplification, we can increase the signal level, we can increase the voltage as well as the current of the signal. So that is power amplification. Now these are the advantages of electrical signal conditioning. Functions of signal conditioning equipment. Now what are the different functions of signal conditioning equipment? Amplification, modification or modulation, impedance matching, data processing, data transmission. Now these are the different functions of signal conditioning equipment. Now what is amplification? You know what is amplification, increase the signal level. Okay, it means enhancement of the signal level, which is often in the low level range. The amplification system must bring the level of transducer signal to the value adequate enough to make it useful for conversion processing, indicating and recording. To perform all these requirements, okay, that is amplification is required. Next, modification or modulation. Okay, modification or modulation, it means to change the form of the signal. The signal, one form of signal is changed into another form, that is modification or modulation. The signal may be smoothened, linearized, filtered or converted into digital form. This is modification. Okay, impedance matching. Now impedance matching means matching the impedance between the two stages to avoid the loading problem or to make the delivery of the signal perfect. Okay, the signal conditioning equipment arrange the input and output impedance of the matching device so as to prevent the loading of the transducer and maintain a high signal level at the recorder. So impedance matching between two stages, transducer and the next level. Okay, so this will avoid the loading of the transducer, so output signal will be maintained at the very high level. Next, data processing. To carry out mechanical operation, that is data processing. Okay, data processing means to carry out sorry, not mechanical, to carry out mathematical operations, addition, subtraction, differentiation, integration, etc. before indication or recording of data. This is data processing. Next, data transmission. To transmit signal from one location to another without changing the content of the information, that is data transmission. Now these are the functions of signal conditioning equipment: amplification, modification or modulation, impedance matching, data processing, data transmission. So here DC signal conditioning system and AC signal conditioning system is given. Now just compare these two systems. Okay, just go through it. Very easy concept, easily you can understand. Explanation is given. Next, what is amplification? So you know this one, amplification, increasing the signal level. So IO is the output signal, II is the input signal. Okay, output by input is the gain of the amplifier. The gain of amplification G is expressed as IO divided by II. So IO divided by II are in the same units. So G is the dimensionless quantity. Okay, units get cancelled. So invariably, in order to get greater magnifications or amplifications, so if one stage of amplification is not enough, we are using series of amplifiers, that is cascaded amplifiers. In such cases, okay, the total gain equal to product of the individual gain of the amplifying units. So G1 into G2 into G3 up to Gn. Okay, if we are using cascaded amplifiers, so total gain equal to the product of the individual gain of the amplifiers. Types of amplifiers: mechanical amplifier, fluid amplifier, optical amplifier, electrical and electronic amplifier. This one is very easy for electrical students. You can easily understand electrical and electronic amplifier. Now optical, a fluid amplifier and mechanical amplifier, a brief introduction they have given here, no need to worry about this. Mechanical amplifier. The mechanical amplifier may be further classified as follows: simple and compound lever amplifiers, simple and compound gear amplifiers. In the lever amplifiers, we are using one or more, two or more levers. Okay, two or more levers linked together so that output of one lever provides the input to the another. Okay, this is simple and compound lever amplifiers. Simple and compound gear amplifiers. Okay, so you are familiar with this gearing system in the bikes, cars, everywhere we are using the gears, right? That is amplification of energy. The simple and compound gear trains are used quite frequently to provide mechanical amplification of either angular displacement or the rotary speed. To increase the speed we are using these gearing systems. Okay, so examples are given. Now limitations of mechanical amplification: internal loading, friction at the mating parts, elastic deformation and backlash. Now these are the disadvantages. Fluid amplifiers. fluid amplifiers. Fluid amplifiers further classified as follows: hydraulic amplifiers and pneumatic amplifiers. Hydraulics, you know about these hydraulic machines, okay, JCBs, they work on the hydraulic systems. Pneumatic, it based on the air pressure. Hydraulic amplifiers, okay, when a small displacement is applied to a piston operating inside a cylinder containing some liquid, there occur a large displacement of the liquid in the output tube which has a small diameter. Now this is hydraulic amplifier. The small movement in one side of the piston, okay, one side of the tube will make the large movement in the another side because of the fluid movement. Okay, next is, now this principle, example, this principle is employed in mercury, in glass thermometers and the single column nanometers. Pneumatic amplifiers. Pneumatic methods are extensively used and can be applied to any of the measurement. Okay, next is optical amplifier. You just go through it. Optical amplifier. So if you have any doubt in the optical fluid, if you want to study more about optical fluid amplifier or mechanical amplifier, you can Google it. You'll easily understand. And these are not important. They may ask for 1 or 2 mark hardly. Okay, thank you. We will continue in the next class.